This is a 1968 D-28, and being a 1968, it is, of course, Brazilian rosewood. And man, that is some pretty spectacular Brazilian rosewood. Take a look. Good stuff. Pretty. This guitar is not stock by any means. It's been refinished. Not by me, someone else. Completely refinished. It's got a maple bridge plate in it, which 68 may have had a small maple. So anyway, and I think it's been retopped. I'm not sure about that. It's been refinished at least for sure. So anyway, I got it in, and it had the wrong bridge on it. It had a rosewood bridge on it, which had been shaved and it was too low. It just needed to have terrible neck reset, and whoever did the neck reset before cut it at the 14th fret here, which to me makes no sense whatsoever, because if you cut it at the 14th fret, you still have to pull the extension off because the dovetail is under the 15th. I mean, if you're going to cut the fingerboard for whatever reason, cut it at the 15th fret, and then that way you can actually leave the extension on there, and you keep the fingerboard intact right here, which is pretty important for when you're resetting the neck in, and this acts as a stop. But when you cut it right here, you're left with the neck, and I don't understand why people do that. But this is done. What I do when I encounter that is I epoxy the extension back onto the neck dovetail. So the dovetail will be here, and I epoxy the extension back on there, so at least you get a little bit of strength back, and then touch it up, stuff like that. Anyway, I don't know why people do that. So my job is just to get the guitar playing again. Get it playing good. The action was way too high. It just wasn't right. So I put an ebony bridge on it. Did the neck reset. Got it right. Ebony pins to replace the plastic ones. Stuff like that. The tuners had already been changed. They should have been rotomatics. And the funny thing about this is whoever did this work used slotted Klusons. See, these are slotted up here at the headstock. And those are like electric guitar tuners. That's what you would expect to see on a Stratocaster or a Telecaster. And what you do is you stick the end of the string in the tuner and then wrap it around. I have never in my life seen closed back Klusons like this on an acoustic guitar. Those are the wrong tuners to use, although they work okay. And you can see the old screw holes peeking out right here. Anyway, that's not the tuner I would have used, but there it is. Let's just look at the back for a minute, and that makes everything go away. So it's a 68, and it does have a few modifications, so it's not a straight 68. But in spite of all that, I think you can hear, you should be able to hear, at least the Brazilian rosewood sound. And to me, when I'm playing the guitar, it's almost metallic compared to the Indian rosewood. The Indian rosewood is nice, you know, but this has got almost a metallic high end to it, which can get annoying sometimes, you know. I mean, it's not mellow. Let's put it that way. It's not a mellow guitar. It's a snappy, punchy, in-your-face kind of guitar. It cut good, and it's fun, you know. I mean, I'm not going to turn down Brazilian rosewood if it comes walking in the shop. So, okay. By contrast, this is the 73. The 73 has got all of its original finish, and it's got a few little dings and things up here. Here's the Indian rosewood on the back of it. And the 70s, this early 70s Indian rosewood is good stuff. It's different from the stuff that they use today. It has a pepper, little black pepper sprinkles in it. I've cut some of this wood before. It's really hard. It's got a snappy, bright tap tone. There's nothing in the world wrong with this Indian rosewood. It does sound a little different from the Brazilian, as I think you can see, but there's nothing wrong with it. So this is a pretty comparable guitar. This one is stock, pretty much. It's had a bridge replacement, but that's because the other bridge had been messed with. So this is the correct bridge on it, and it's got ebony bridge pins. It's got the stock big rosewood bridge plate. It's got its popsicle brace. It's got its tuners. It's nothing more than a 73 in excellent running condition.